This is the kofta curry, meatball curry that we do the meatball from scratch. Alright. So I've mentioned that I'm going to do kofta curry. So the meaning of kofta is that it's called meatball. So it made from minced meat. So this is how I'm going to show you. I'm going to do the meatball from scratch, so you can know what I exactly put it inside my minced meat to form it into a ball. So I just want to remind you that if you wash the minced meat, make sure you rinse it longer and let the water all filter out so that the minced meat is not too wet, because if it's too wet, it's hard. You're gonna do it in the form of ball. So make sure it's not too watery and it's pretty dry. So for mine, I think I actually leave it rinse and filter for about 2 hours. So yeah, so it's definitely recommended for you to filter it longer. So this dish is pretty simple. It's like how you cook any meat curry, but I have a different style of cooking meat curry. But what's special about this kofta is that I do the meatball myself. So this is something that you can actually prepare, and it's pretty simple. So the ingredients I use, it's not that complex. I have onions. I love a lot of onions. So I got 2 big one here that I actually cut it into thin slices, and then I use Baba's meat powder, and then I've used turmeric powder, and then I've got chili powder here, and then I'm going to use a little bit of this cashew, not all but a little bit of it, and I'll tell you how much that I need for the curry. So what I'm going to do for the mix of this minced meat is that I use about 2 tablespoons of the Baba's wheat powder, and I use 2 small spoons of the chili powder, and I use about 1.5 spoon of Garam Masalah, and I use about 2 spoons of turmeric powder, and some salt. And then I'm going to break these 2 eggs and mix them all together. And then you see I've break the 2 eggs, and then I'm going to mix them all together. So just to let you know, I did not use any flour. It's basically all the spices that I've told you earlier. So this is going to look like this. Now then you let it settle down with all the spices for a while, so that the meat will absorb all the spices. So when you put in your curry, the meatball will give you some flavor. So once the oil is hot, I'm going to use the cinnamon stick, clove, coriander. So all this thing is going to be put in the hot oil. So once the oil is hot, I'm going to add some of this, right? And then we're going to pour the onions. So put it on low fire, and then just toss it around for a while, and then so once like the onion is cooked, then we can go to the next step. Now is the method on how we're gonna form it into a ball. So you have to actually leave that for about maybe 15 minutes. So now what we're gonna do is that we're gonna form it into a ball. How big you want this, it's really up to you. So you're gonna do that until you form it into a circle ball, just nice. So when you form your ball, it becomes like that, and the size is really up to you. So I'm gonna finish this. So now the onion is ready for the next step. I'm gonna mix this Baba's meat curry. I use about 3 big spoons with water, and then I add potato in it, so that because I want to mix that together with the onion. So let's mix the gravy with the onion. So the thickness of the curry is really up to you, how thick you want it to be. And this is basically the thickness of the curry that I want. Alright, I'm going to add a bit of salt and seasoning to it, and let it boil until the potato is about 3/4 cooked and the gravy is boiled. And then I'm going to use a bit of cashew nuts. So this cashew nuts, basically I'm going to blend it with water and got the juice to pour into the gravy later. So I'll let you know when do you need to pour it. So the gravy is actually boiled. So the thickness of the curry, right? Make it a bit thick so that when you pour or when you put in the meatball, it will actually release some water. So at least your gravy is not too watery. So I have made all the meatballs. So that's gonna be ready to put in a bit. So this is the meatball and I'm going to pour it inside. Please do it slowly. And once you put the meatball in the gravy, please do not touch it. Let it soak in the curry for about 15 minutes until you see the meatball is cooked. And please put it on small fire because we do not want to destroy our meatball. And now I would like to show you how the curry looks like and how the meatball looks like. Now try to be gentle because we do not want to destroy the meatball. So if you know that, it still requires a little bit more time to cook, but while waiting that to cook, I'm going to add the cashew nut juice that we have actually blended earlier. This is the cashew nut that we have blended earlier. It looks like this. So I'm going to pour that over. Okay, and then just mix it slowly. Alright, just mix it slowly. Alright, so just let it boil for a while and I'm going to show you the results. This is the kofta curry, meatball curry that we do the meatball from scratch. Alright.